You just lost a battle. Your troops are wounded, your resources are drained, and you're staring at that battle report thinking, what the heck just happened? Here's the thing, most Last Shelter players look at battle reports the same way they look at their phone bill. They glance at the total, get upset, and move on. But that battle report, it's not just a receipt for your loss. It's a treasure map showing you exactly why you lost and how to win next time. Today, I'm going to teach you how to read a Last Shelter battle report like a pro. We're going to break down every section, every number, and every stat so that you can turn your losses into lessons and your lessons into victories. Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Tadowski's Shelter, where we churn confusion into clarity and losses into wins. Now, I've been asked countless times, Tadowski, can you look at my battle report and tell me why I lost? And every single time, I see the same pattern. Players focus on the wrong numbers. They miss the critical details. They don't understand what the report is actually telling them. So today, we're doing a complete beginner's guide to reading battle reports. This isn't about advanced calculations or complex formulas. This is about understanding the basics so you can make better decisions in your next battle. Before we dive in, let's set some expectations. Battle reports in Last Shelter contain a lot of information, and it can feel overwhelming at first. But here's the good news. Once you understand the structure and know what to look for, it can become second nature. We're going to walk through a real battle report together, section by section. I'll show you what each number means, which stats actually matter, and what you should be paying attention to versus what's just noise. By the end of this video, you'll be able to look at any battle report and immediately identify why you won or lost, which units performed well and which didn't, what buffs made the difference, where you need to improve your setup, and trust me, this knowledge is going to change how you approach every battle in Last Shelter. But before we jump into the report breakdown, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I create content like this every week to help you dominate in Last Shelter, and I do weekly live streams with crypto giveaways to help boost your base. So subscribe, hit that bell, and let's get into it. Alright, so when you open a battle report in Last Shelter, you're immediately hit with a ton of information. Don't panic. The report is organized into multiple pages that you can swipe through, and each page tells you something different about the battle. At the very top, you'll see the battle coordinates and timestamp. This will tell you where and when the battle happened. You'll also see who was involved, the defender on the left in blue, and the attacker on the right in red. This color coding stays consistent throughout the entire report, so blue is always on one side and red is on the other. The first page you'll see is the battle summary. This is your quick snapshot of what happened. You'll see the total units each side brought to the fight, how many kills each side got, and the casualties broken down into categories. At the bottom of the first page, you'll often see a preview of other battles or APCs involved. You can swipe through these to see either different matchups if it was a multi-APC battle. The key thing to understand right now is this. The battle report is telling a story. Your job is to learn how to read that story. So let's break down the battle summary page in detail because this is where most players get their first impression of how the battle went. Right under each player's name, you'll see a power number. The power that you see is going to be the total amount of combat power each commander has lost in the battle. Remember, each troop equals a certain amount of combat power, and as you lose troops, this is going to show how much damage that commander has done to the other commander. Remember, combat power is not that important to the overall understanding of how the battle went, but is a good way to judge how strong a commander is to other people. Now, the total units. This shows how many troops each side brought to the battle. The defender had 634,723 units, and the attacker had 587,690 units. This is your starting army size. The kills is how many enemy troops each side eliminated. The defender got 770,000 kills, while the attacker only got 169,000 kills. This is a huge difference and immediately tells you the defender dominated this fight. Fallen units are the troops that died permanently and can't be healed. In this battle, both sides show 0 fallen units, which is great. It means no permanent losses. Now, this battle happened in Eden, and this will not have permanent fallen units because they go to your immunity center. Now, if this was an in-state battle, fallen units will generally go to your clone center, and you can bring them back using special resources. Heavy injuries are the troops that are seriously wounded and will take longer to heal. These troops will go to the hospital and require more time and resources to heal. Minor injuries are lightly wounded troops that heal faster. So notice how the attacker has way more minor injuries. That's because they took a beating, but they didn't suffer as many heavy injuries proportionally. Survive shows how many troops made it through the battle unscathed. Defender had way more troops that survived, while the attacker has, well, 0. Wait, 0? That means every single one of the attacker's troops were either killed or injured? That is a complete wipeout. The tower base kill. If you're defending and have a tower, this shows how many kills your tower contributed. In this case, the tower got 3,000 kills, which is not a huge number, but every little bit helps. So just from this first page, we can already tell the defender absolutely crushed this battle. Now let's swipe to the next page where things get really interesting. This is where you see the actual combat breakdown with all the heroes, mechs, and pets evolved. At the top, you'll see which round you're looking at. Battles can have multiple rounds, and each round shows different stats. In this example, we're looking at round 2. You can see it says battle continued for 3 turns, which means this round lasted 3 turns of combat. You'll see a winner banner on one side. In this case, the defender won. This makes it immediately clear who came out on top. The unit defeated breakdown is where we will get into the nitty-gritty. You'll see stats like units defeated, which is how many enemy troops this side killed, APC kills specifically from the APC vehicle units, the tower kill, which is kills from defensive towers, defeated by the mechs, which is troops killed by the mech unit, pet kills, which are from the battle pets, wounded by mech, which are troops injured by the mech attacks. The defender shows 640,000 units defeated with 99,000 APC kills, 3,000 tower kills, 21,000 defeated by mech, and 7,000 pet kills. Now that's a well-rounded performance with contributions from multiple sources. You'll see the same categories we defeated earlier in the casualties corner. Fallen units, heavy injuries, minor injuries, survived in treatment, but now broken down by round, which helps you understand how the battle progressed over time. On the detailed battle report side, we can go further into this. As we work our way down this page, you'll see the badges, King of Oblivion and Top Racer. Now these are special badges that apply extra buffs to the APC, but these are only going to be earned in certain events, and they will not always be here. Below that are going to be your extra APC parts, your Baneblade parts, what level they are, and what tier they are. Below this, you're going to see which mech the player used, what stage it's at, what level it's at, and what special modification percentage that specific mech has completed. Below that, you're going to see the equipment given to that mech that is used, and the stats of that. You'll also see the special ability that mech will give that particular APC. Below this, you're going to see the space program box. You're going to see how many activated orbits there are, the satellites in the orbits, and the total level of satellites in orbit. And now below this, you're going to see the new airport feature, which is going to show the level of the airplane and which equipment they have below it and what levels they're at. Below this, you're going to start seeing all the heroes and mechs breakdown. At the top, you're going to see the defense tower, which is going to show you how many skill kills it used and what level it is at. Then you're going to see the mech and the full mech breakdown of the type of damage it gives, how many times it casts skills, the enemies killed with skills, modification skills cast, and how many kills it got with the modification skills. Then you're going to get into each individual hero and see the full breakdown information of each hero. You're going to see what level it's at, how many skills they used, and how many kills it got from using its own skills. You're going to see its Hopeness Lab skills that apply to each hero, and then you're going to see the type of troop it led, and then the official stats of what each hero defeated. And below each troop type, you're going to see the pet assigned to that hero and its individual stats. Now, this will continue for each hero, and you can see how each hero specifically performed, how each pet performed with that specific hero, and how each troop performed with that specific hero. Now, on the unit attribute side, this is where the specific detailed information is going to be. The top of the page here is all going to look the same as the overall. However, when you get down to the mech area and where the heroes are, it's going to show you a slightly different format. At the top, you're going to see each mech's strength and each mech's immunity in number format compared to each other. Below this, you're going to see each troop that the hero led, and you're going to see a whole bunch of information that you can compare to your opponent and see where they might have beat you. The top one is going to be might, resistance, tactical might, the tactical resistance, your HP, your combat speed, the damage it does, the damage relief it has, the damage multiplier it has, and any crippling effects that it may give. You can compare each stat to your opponent and understand if you have a significant difference in one area or not. And if you click on each bar, you can see exactly where all the numbers come from. You can even compare your opponents and see exactly where your opponent's might number has come from. This way, you can see how you might be able to improve your own stats and what areas you can focus on. This is going to be the same for each one. Each number bar will tell you exactly how they got these numbers added up to create this total. You can compare each one, and you can compare where they got it from and see how you can improve your own base. Below that, you're going to see the same thing for each pet. The top one's going to be pet might, then pet resistance, pet HP, and then pet speed. This will continue for each troop and each pet. You can check the entire report, see where the numbers are different, see which one had more or less, and figure out how you can adjust your own base. So these aren't just random percentages. They're showing you the total accumulated buffs from all sources: heroes, equipment, tech, satellites, battle pets, faction arms, and so much more. This is the real power comparison, not just the basic power number you saw earlier. All right, so now you know how to read all the sections of the battle report, but what should you actually do with this information? So if you won the battle, look at what gave you that advantage. Did you have significantly higher buff percentages? Did your battle pets outperform theirs? Did you maintain willpower while they lost? Did your satellites give you the edge? Understanding why you won helps you replicate that success in future battles. However, if you lost, this is where battle reports become your best teacher. Look for what stat categories are you significantly behind in. Is your satellite level too low compared to the opponent? Are your battle pets under-leveled? Did you lose willpower during the fight? Is your hero setup optimal? And so much more. Each of these questions points you towards specific improvements you can make. After reviewing a battle report, make a list. What's my weakest stat category? Are my satellites competitive? Do I need to upgrade pets? Should I change my lineup? Do I need better equipment? Then prioritize the improvements. You can't fix everything at once, but you can focus on the biggest gaps first. And there you have it, Commanders, a complete beginner's guide to reading Last Shelter battle reports. I know it seems like a lot of information, but here's the truth. Once you've reviewed a few battle reports using this framework, it becomes second nature. You'll start to instantly recognize patterns, identify weaknesses, and understand exactly what you need to improve. Battle reports aren't just receipts for wins and losses, they're your roadmap to getting stronger. Every loss is a lesson if you know how to read it. Now I want to hear from you. Where's the biggest mistake you've been making when reading battle reports? Or what's one thing you learned from this video that you're going to focus on improving? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your insight helps other players too. If this video helped you understand battle reports better, hit that like button and subscribe for more Last Shelter guides. I post new content every week, plus I do weekly live streams with crypto giveaways to help you boost your base. Remember, commanders, share the information, help each other out, but most importantly, be safe out there.